There's a lot of talk right now about people being disappointed with the United States, about quitting the American dream, or even questioning if the American dream was ever really a thing. And honestly, I get it. There's a saying that goes, the new American dream is leaving America, and for me that became true. Don't get me wrong, I've always had love for the US, and for a while I really thought I wouldn't live anywhere else. I was already kind of set up, building my businesses, working stable jobs. Life was comfortable for a bit. But I also had the perspective of living outside of it. I grew up in Argentina and I had the chance to spend time in Mexico. So I knew what life looked like outside the system we're all so used to. And I always knew one thing. The US is a great place to make money, to build businesses, to have a strong customer base, but it's not a great place to live. While I was building my businesses, I worked in corporate America. I did the grind. I tried to climb the ladder. I did sales. I worked with big companies like Fidelity Investments, Discover Financial Services, Goldman Sachs, and Morgan Stanley. And because I live pretty simply, and I've always been kind of a minimalist, making 70K, 80K a year plus some side income was enough to live decently. But despite all that, something always felt off, like something just wasn't adding up. I felt stuck in a system, work, pay, repeat. Everyone's tired. Everyone's disconnected and lonely. Even when I was making money, it was hard to feel alive. And I felt that even before the pandemic. Imagine afterwards. Since I am a student of history, I do appreciate the US for what it once stood for. The founding ideas, the spirit it had. But let's be real. The US is not the same anymore. Since the 60s or 70s, things have been heading in the wrong direction. You can see it all over social media. People are fed up with the cost of living, fed up with the system, fed up with being stuck in a loop where you don't really live, you just survive. And I don't know about you, but I never wanted to be a slave to the system. The structure of the US itself feels broken. It keeps you disconnected and numb. It keeps you functioning just enough to stay in line. And it feels like most people are just passing time. They're not really living life. I didn't see things getting better anytime soon. And honestly, I still don't. More and more people are trying to leave the country. And I understand why. I genuinely hope the US can get out of this mess. But if I'm being honest, I think things are going to get worse before they get any better. Because the entire system is fucked. So when I finally started making just a little bit of money, around $2,000 a month from social media marketing, I made the move. I left. At first, it was just to see how things would go. I went to Mexico and lived there for a few years. Then I came back to Argentina, where I still am. Argentina is not a perfect place, but being here feels more human. There's just life here. People talk to each other. There's music in the air, culture, community. The parks are full. You don't need much to actually feel rich. People here make the most out of what they have. The infrastructure and the social structure are built in a way that people meet more, gather more, eat barbecues, socialize, and maintain a sense of human connection that's completely missing in the US. Right now, I have a system I'm building. It's not perfect. It's not making crazy money like I would like. But it's growing, and it's mine. My work involves writing, sharing ideas, and helping people every single month through my books, my content, my consulting, my writing, and it feels good. I'm living off my own words, my own truth, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. I would much rather live in Argentina with peace of mind and control over my time than sit in a US office with a salary and a title, even if I make more money that way. Because this life is mine. Because I'm free. If there's one thing I've learned, is that living life on your own terms will always be better making a lot of money in a life that doesn't feel like yours. If you can build something that brings in a couple thousand USD a month, and you have the freedom to go live somewhere that makes you feel alive, go do it. Take the shot. You don't need millions. If you're in a position right now where you can grow a business, and after all your expenses you're making $1,000 to $2,000 a month, you can live in most countries in the world. Especially places like South America, Brazil, Colombia, Argentina, Mexico, you can experience real freedom much faster than you'd expect. And look, I get that not everyone can do that. You might have family, kids, or commitments that keep you in the US. I'm not saying it's for everyone and that everyone should leave. You may love the city you're in and want to make it work right where you are. But that wasn't my case. I'm just telling you what I did. So now, do I plan to go back to the United States? Probably not. I left for the very last time after going back and forth for multiple years. And honestly, I don't plan on going back for a very long time. Unless I absolutely have to. I don't know, maybe 10 years, 20 years, maybe for the rest of my life. Who knows? All I know is that I'm comfortable where I am. So, I'm happy with the simple life, even with the challenges. Because Argentina has its own problems. I still believe it's a much better place to be than over there right now. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see how life develops. For now, I'll keep building systems, and hopefully I can continue to grow and adapt to whatever changes are coming in the world. I know that as long as I keep showing up, doing my best, and putting in the work, things will keep moving forward. Progress takes time and consistency, but if there is something that I have learned is that you have to give time a chance to catch up to your efforts. Hopefully things in the US improve. Honestly, I don't see that happening anytime soon. Especially with how fast AI is reshaping the job market, I think we're going to keep seeing, not just in the US but across most Western countries, mass unemployment, widespread layoffs, and a growing sense of disconnection. The mental health crisis, the loneliness, the isolation, it's all going to get worse. The problems between men and women in the dating world are only going to deepen, and the economy is going to take a serious hit. I mean, what do you think happens when unemployment reaches 15 to 20% and unemployment checks stop coming? But I don't want this to sound all negative. I actually believe that after things reach a tipping point, after the system finally collapses, we'll see something better come out of it. A new way of living, a new kind of freedom, something that actually makes sense again.
What's up, you guys? Real Jesse here. I'm here in this lake, which is very close from my house. I wanted to let you know that I prefer 100 times this piece right here in beautiful Villa Carlos Paz, Argentina. Even though with the skills that I have and with some job offers that I had in the United States, I prefer to, be like this, chill, building my business, building my brand, and building something that is actually mine, rather than, be in an office job in the United States. Even though, I have a lot of opportunities to work with many of these big companies, but, I prefer 100 times this, even though I'm making less money, because it's growing year by year. I'm able just to grow and build something that is mine, and I'm able to live off my own labor. And who knows, maybe in some future have a powerful brand and expand into other businesses. Of course, I have to adapt because everything that's going on with AI, how it's replacing jobs so fast. But, little by little, it'll grow. I'm sure I will figure out a way just to keep evolving and keep adapting. But, I wouldn't trade this for anything. This piece of mind that I have, building my own house in Argentina, being able to have this flexibility of travel, I wouldn't trade that for an office job. Even though you can tell me you'll pay me 100K, 150K a year, I wouldn't trade for it. I wouldn't trade for it because I'm super happy with it, And the point of this video was not telling you to get out of the United States. I know not everybody can do that, but it's just to give you another perspective of how life can be outside of it. So let me know how you're liking the avatar that I'm putting over there for you. I'm not sure exactly how you're taking it. If you're able just to if it's able just to represent myself, represent my brand, of course I would like to just do as much of organic content, like showing myself more on camera. I'm gonna start doing it, but since I have like so many other different tasks, it's hard for me to just to find the time to put myself on camera and to record myself more. I'm gonna try to do it more. So okay, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you find some fast value out of it. Go to my website if you want to just learn more about the services I offer, my work, my writing, and other things. See you at the next video.